Kamusta mga drawing? Alam nyo bang hindi pa natatapos yung bangkingan? Dahil nandito na ang isa sa pinakamalupit na merch na pwede nyong masuot. Kasama natin ang Debalaker na isang international motorcycle group na against sa mga kamote riders. Si Joshua Malaki na sobrang solid na artist ang gumawa ng design para sa shirt. Napakaangas pagsuot mo ito sa ride. Meron itong off-white colorway para aesthetic din tayo. Limited edition lang to at available na ito sa Shopee. Dahil dito sa Di Na To Drawing, ang drawing lang ay para sa papel, hindi sa taplano. So alam nyo na, add to cart na! Hi, I'm Allen and welcome to Di Na To Drawing Podcast, episode 52. In this episode, we're thrilled to record our podcast live for the first time at the Asbury Makati. We're here to celebrate the incredible talent of Filipino artists at the Decked Out Art Reimagine exhibit. It is quite a new feeling for us to record a live podcast, but I think we pushed through it. Kasi first time namin lahat dun tapos IRL pa. And yun nga, so we are joined by Jopet Arias of CryptoArt PH, Eric Manuel, and Maliksi Zaragoza of Philippine Who. So I divided it into 3 parts kasi sobrang haba ng talks. So, para din ito sa retention of listeners kasi nga, ang hirap naman makinig ng within 3 hours, di ba? Or 2 hours, 4 hours. So, yun. The first part will be with Eric Manuel and we got to know his side of his story and how he stumbled upon CryptoArt PH and what more can art offer to elevate physical spaces. So, let's get into it.
Good afternoon, everybody. Afternoon from the Philippines. If you're watching from here or any other part in the world, we're trying something new under the CryptoArt PH account. By the way, my name is Maliksi Zaragoza, and we also have Allen Villaflor here. We're trying live Facebook live video talk about art and other stuff. We're currently at the Baraha Collection exhibit Decked Out, which in the Asbury. It's our last day here, and that's all the artworks that are around there. And yeah, now we're going to be talking about art in general and pushing for creativity, especially in the Philippine context, given all the new technological advances that have been happening. Again, I'm Maliksi Zaragoza, Allen Villaflor. With us today is Eric Manuel. He's an investor who helped really big in putting forth this exhibit. Good afternoon, Eric.
Hi guys, thank you.
Yes, and then also we have Jopet Arias. He's a founder and sorry, he's a co-founder of Crypto Art PH, and they partnered here to make this exhibit possible. So, good afternoon.
Hello. GM.
Oh, well,
For now.
oh, well, we're just warming up. So, yan, we're this is our first time that we're having. If for those of you who've been following us before, we've been having regular Twitter Spaces before talking about crypto art and Web3 developments and all that. Ngayon, first time na makikita-kita tayo face-to-face.
IRL.
So, Eric, so this is a this is a first. We're just letting you know that, it's been 2 years, 3 years? 3 years. More than 3 years. Oh, since we've been doing that. And and now we're gonna be just talking about art and the emerging, how to push things further. This is a trial run. So, oh wait. I'm just going to look at my notes. I apologize.
Relax lang.
Yeah.
Relax lang.
Kasi usually,
Sa ano lang, hindi kita yung mukha.
walang camera eh. Walang camera.
Nakaupo lang eh.
Oh,
Ganun.
nakahiga ka
Nakapunches ka
lang.
nga, kitang-kita nga namin dito.
Oh, nakahiga lang. Tapos,
Minsan wala pa kaming damit nun.
oh,
Twitter space.
Parang iba na.
wala kasing camera yung Twitter space.
oh, sometimes, nasa CR pa. Tapos, hindi ba?
Yeah.
Oh.
And also pala sa viewers, yung makikita niyong live ngayon will be uploaded on Spotify via Di Na To Drawing Podcast and sa YouTube. So, sa mga hindi nakakapanood ng live ngayon, mapapanood niyo siya sa YouTube and Spotify next week. So, yun, abang-abang na lang mamaya. Yun.
Yun. And on that note, okay, let's get the ball rolling. So, let's just get an overview of, where we are today. We come from different backgrounds in terms of art appreciation and looking at the landscape of creativity in art, especially in the Philippine setting. So, for you, how has the mainstream concept of art evolved and has been disrupted in, let's say, the past 5 years, based on your own experiences? So we'll start with you, Alan.
Ako naman kasi parang 2 years pa lang ako immersed dun sa art industry. And nakikita ko lang yung traditional gallery scene, pero yung ganitong setting, yung digital art, yung iba't ibang technology, art and tech na. Siguro ang ganda rin nung nung transformation kasi syempre nga yung kwentuhan natin kanina with Eric na pagka nasa museums ka nga, 'di ba, parang ingat na ingat ka kasi mamahal ng pieces doon, 'di ba? Parang bawal mong lapitan, bawal mong hawakan or masisira, babayad ka pa. And here in yung ngayon naman, yung ginagawa natin sa Baraha dito sa Asbury, iba parang immersed ka doon sa art mismo na pwede mong i-experience yung art in a different way through augmented reality.
On your phones.
On your phones,
Yeah.
so, 'di ba? Parang iba din yung experience noon. Tapos yung iba parang yung ngayon yung mga immersive galleries din na nakikita ko ngayon na yung screens na malalaki na parang pwede ka mag-interact na dati hindi mo naman nagagawa yun. So nakikita ko ang ganda rin ng evolution ba. Kumbaga ibang experience na siya na nandoon ka na mismo dun sa art piece mismo. So yun pa lang yung napansin ko kasi medyo baguhan pa ako. And how about the others? And siguro si Eric muna.
So first, I want to thank Jopet, Crypto Art PH, and all the artists. And I guess for the viewers, there's something missing. We're 4 gentlemen in the stage, but I must admit, as I've met more people from Crypto Art PH, it's actually well balanced. Females as well, and every other walks of life. So you guys should be very proud of what you've done so far. We're just not representative of the people behind Crypto Art PH. Quick background. So every answer I give is, of course, from my perspective. So, yeah, sure. Balikbayan. Yeah, balikbayan. I can understand Tagalog, I can speak, but for now I'll speak English. It's easier.
Yeah, yeah.
So balikbayan. I left Philippines when I was really young, and I moved to New York. So we moved to New York in the 80s. So if you lived in New York in the 80s and you take a subway, if you guys recall, every subway was full of graffiti.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Queens, New York, taking the subway, I guess, with art, right? Street art. Um, I'm a finance person. I end up doing finance things and real estate. I'm a real estate investor. And then I moved to another city when fairly 30 years old, San Francisco, full of technology, right? And in these two cities, when you think of a great city, as we were discussing, you think of a few things. Transportation is one of them,
Yeah, yeah.
of course. The other is museums and parks. And so, me being in commercial real estate, that's my day job. I'm always looking to see how spaces become much better than they are or increase value, right? So how I bumped into Crypto RPH was, of course, Art Fair Philippines recently. And I was wowed and blown away by how technology is used to make art, I guess, to a different layer. That's the augmented layer. So I've seen art in other cities. We've been to places like Tokyo, production houses like Team Labs. See exciting cities happen. And in the Philippines, you don't see as much of it. Maybe it's because technology is not as much there. But one thing I've noticed is, of course, everyone here has a smartphone. So I've been to galleries, I've been to MoMA, I've been to the Met. That's being in San Francisco and in New York and living in London, all those. But I've never really seen smartphones really take off when I was growing up there. So we're Pinoys and we use social media more than anyone. We use Facebook, YouTube, name it. And honestly, we're always on our smartphone. So I truly believe the direction of art is towards digital. Now, whether it's fully digital, I think that will take some time. So I think there'll always be a blend of the physical, which is the world I live in real estate, and as well to the digital. And eventually, each person has almost like a spectrum. How physical, how digital. Most people that showed up in our little event 2 days ago was not all Web3.
Yeah, yeah.
So they wouldn't even have a wallet. Majority. And there are most that have never, don't even know what AR, XR, and every acronym you guys live with, right? But I think the idea is we're moving towards all digital at some point. Now the balance is to figure out who's full digital, who's half, who's 25%, and who's just at the journey, right? So I believe we're there, especially the young demographic of Filipinos, right? As I see the audience, and I'm sure the people watching now, and of course the gentleman to my left and right, that is the future. And the question is, how fast can we get there?
Great insights, Eric. Thanks very much for, because we are mostly on the side of the creators and
The builders.
the builders. So it's nice to have that point of view shared to us, to give us more of a perspective of where we could lead all of this if we have a concerted effort together. Jobs, ikaw naman, what do you have in
That's
mind?
so good. Salamat sa question. Ito, may data ako onte.
Prepared pala.
Ano yan?
Prepared pala.
Nire-research ko siya for quite some time now. Sabi dito, the Philippines, known as a social media capital of the world, it is the forefront of digital revolution, with 97.2 of our social media users preferring mobile phones, di ba? And we are among the most active internet users globally. Kung mapapansin nyo, may idea na Pinoy baiting. Di ba?
Yeah.
You see, tas yung mga Filipino, pag nakita nila na, uy, magkukumpulan agad, di tataas yung views nung person. Di ba? And then, an outstanding 82.4% of Filipinos hold social media accounts. And we rank second worldwide in average daily social media users, spending impressive 4 hours and 6 minutes online every day. Diba? Ano to eh, sabi dito meron daw, as of May 2023, yan, sabi, 81 million users ng GCash, yung paggamit ng e-wallet. 81 point. So, ilang percent yun ng population natin. Diba? And at the moment, may data na nagsasabi na 2.5 million online freelancers ang nabubuhay na Filipino ngayon. So, ang hirap i-deny na nabubuhay na yung majority, marami sa atin, for one, I've been a digital nomad since 2011. I've seen yung hindi pa mainstream yung work from home, 'di ba? May time na akala ng mga tao gumagawa kami ng hindi maganda sa kasi puro kami internet, 'di ba? Tapos yung mga in-house namin, puro computer, so yeah. And ngayon since nagkaroon ng pandemic, na-hasten yung progress, 'di ba? Nagkaroon ng tawag dito, naging normal yung work from home, which is possible naman pala, 'di ba? May mga companies na pwedeng gawin. So, in every aspect ng buhay natin, yung technology nagagamit. And how much more pagdating sa art, which is ito yung nangyayari ngayon. Ito yung context ng bawat Filipino ngayon, 'di ba? Dati maraming nagrereklamo na pag pumupunta sa museums, puro Instagram lang and stuff. But why not let the audience take part of the art conversation? Whereas pag gumamit sila ng augmented reality or ma-own nila yung digitally yung asset, di ba? Parang it's another another layer ng ng progress in technology and the arts. So parang mga ganun. Yun lang muna, para relax lang tayo.
Relax pa yan. Relax pa to. So, yun, thanks for your insights and giving us a picture of things. We're now so that's more or less where we are right now. But there are some emerging challenges at the moment, and one of the hottest topics, one of the hottest takes has to do with 2 letters. Letter A, letter I. It's AI, and I think it's pushing the conversation of what is art really, and how do people appreciate art? What are your thoughts on the development of AI in the past few years, and paano siya nakaka-apekto in terms of your setting, in terms of your context?
Uy, may bago kaming merch para sa mga mahilig mag-drawing. We're bringing back Baybayin na isa sa mga OG ng ancient scripts. In collaboration with Lloyd Zapanta, isa sa mga baybayin gods at type artists dito sa Pinas. Pagsuot mo to, parang nagiging kapartner mo na ang kasaysayan. Make your ancestors proud. I-represent ang atin, pero make it aesthetic. Makabayan, pero drip. Meron itong 2 colorways, black and white shirt. Available na ito sa Shopee para kaya mo na bumili at the palm of your hands. Dahil dito sa Di Na To Drawing, ang drawing lang ay para sa papel, hindi sa plano. Adudu karte! Ayun, parang sa akin kasi na-immerse ako sa AI, yung parang pasibong pa lang siya. Kumaga, medyo yung parang mapangit pa yung renders niya, hindi pa ganun kaganda. When in the current state ngayon, parang medyo matatakot ka na eh. Kasi gumaganda na yung renders niya, parang nagiging totoo na. Kumbaga may nabalita pa nga sa news na nagsisirculate online yung photo ni Pope John Paul na parang, ewan ko, yun ba yung nag-skateboard siya or something? Na sabi, nag-skateboard pala si Pope, parang ang cool naman yung Pope, ganyan. Tapos nagulat sila, AI generated pala. Then yun lang yung parang medyo parang Black Mirror episode na kung nanonood kayo Black Mirror na yung technology nag-advance na masyado. Kumbaga, paano mag-keep up yung tao sa
And
Sa
parang
bilis
dark
ng pace.
side,
Yeah.
the dark side of technology if that is not put into check.
Pero ano naman, in the good side naman, AI is built to help people to streamline processes, to streamline yung work, yung workflow. And so far naman, ganun yung nagiging help niya. Generally. And ginagamit natin siya sa ways, sa algorithms ng social media, lahat eh. Parang kung nag-like ka lang ng bags, makikita mo yung feeds mo, bags na lahat, di ba? Parang ganun siya. So, when it comes to being an artist, so yung artistry itself, feeling ko medyo dun nagkakaroon ng dilemma. Kasi ang AI is trained from databases through the internet. So, when you post it online publicly, parang kahit hindi mo siya shinare kung kanino man, basta publicly nandun siya, kukunin siya as database of AI. Wala silang control, walang utak yung AI. Kumbaga, it will act on its own and parang pag yan yung nandun sa database, kukunin niya yun. Kunwari, gusto mo ng ganito, Van Gogh style, without the consent of Van Gogh, kahit patay na siya, kaya niyang gawin yun. So, dun makikita yung dilemma ng copywriting issues, yung ethics, lahat eh. So, ang nakikita ko lang dito is, when it comes to lahat gumagamit na ng AI, and eventually, feeling ko, majority of populations, when technology progresses, lahat nag-AI na, ang magse-separate lang from being an artist and sa gumagamit lang ng AI is kung paano niya gagawin yung identity niya as an artist, kung paano niya gagawing authentic yung sarili niya as an artist kahit gumagamit siya ng AI. So parang tools lang siya, parang pampatulong kumbaga sa process mo. Hindi siya yung dapat lahat siya yung gagawa. So ito yung nabasa ko kay Elizabeth Godspeed na parang lahat nga gumagamit ng AI pero may taste ka ba? May parang curation ka ba sa isip mo na what's good enough and what's good enough for you and for everyone. So parang dito mo isa-separate na ikaw lang ba ay parang you make the art for something lang na to express yourself or parang gusto mo lang talaga kumita or gusto mo lang talagang wala lang, parang
In terms of the question of effort.
effort.
The common term usually here is low effort art, diba? There's a term ng low effort art. Now, the definition of low effort is challenged again because when you're talking about effort, diba, traditionally, the artists, the craftsmen, they spent years and years honing
Yung
skill.
Pati yung techniques nila.
Technique, di ba? Holding it. Now, wala ka na nun eh. Kasi the AI is a database of years and centuries of human effort. And that's being processed by a computer. And yun ang binibigay nila. Basta nasa open source or, it's in the internet. Di ba? So now, there's a question of what is effort. And yung concept, di ba? Parang it's put in the forefront.
And also parang, di ba, kung kunwari yung content creators ngayon or lahat ng nasa internet, kunwari sumikat, kung kunwari sumikat yung isang artist na lahat gumagawa ng ganito, maganda yung sapatos, ganyan. Kunwari yun yung art style, yun yung subject. Lahat gagawa na ng sapatos na ganyan. And pare-parehas lang nakikita mo eh, kasi pare-parehas gumagamit ng AI, kunwari, gano'n. And what stands out is yung authentic na process, yung kumbaga identity mo na magse-separate dun sa lahat ng gumagamit ng AI. Kahit ikaw gumagamit ka ng AI, pero pag binigyan mo siya ng part of yourself, pati dun sa processes. And alam ko, mayroon din siyang, sorry, medyo naging nerd ako dun sa sa bylaws ng mga kasi binabasa. Kasi gumagamit din ako ng AI.
Bylaws.
Yung mga bylaws and
Baka
copyrights.
makapiright.
Tsaka para hindi ka kasuhan.
Yeah,
diba?
importante.
So, ang sabi nila, pag gagamit ka ng AI, pag nag-prompt ka, di mo siya pwedeng i-own. Di mo siya pwedeng, akin yan, kasi galing yan sa idea ko. Hindi. Ano lang siya, pwede mo siyang i-own if you alter something, you change something, and dapat may gagalawin ka talaga dun sa prompt na yun. Hindi lang yung as is. Kasi hindi mo talaga siya ma-own. Public property siya.
Public property ang prompt.
Oh, public property ang prompt. Kasi kahit naman sino pwede, di ba? Kahit sino pwede gumamit.
Ah,
So, yun yung parang, syempre, yung pagiging artist mo din, di ka mapakali.
yeah,
Na kailangan may gagawin ka eh. Ayoko yung ganyan lang eh. Ganon eh. Sa akin yun ah. Pero may ganon siyang value na nagsiseparate sa lahat. In general, kahit di ka gumagamit ng AI, yung pagiging authentic mo,
yeah.
yun talaga yung i-follow ng mga tao. Kasi doon sila nakaka-relate. Doon sila nakaka-connect sa'yo.
And it's another important question sa artist. What is authenticity? Another thing that has to be
Nako.
defined and maybe redefined, di ba? So, yeah, thanks.
No, thank you.
No,
Yung insights.
yun lang, move
Sorry,
on.
napahawa.
No. We needed a little bit more geek out. All about, especially the rights and the clauses. Importante yun. No? Especially when you're doing creative stuff, di ba? Eric, as someone who grew up and you had many experiences in the States naman, what was your experience of these emerging technologies, especially AI?
Okay, so we're in the middle of a technology revolution. I don't think in the history of humans, revolutions have been peaceful. Okay? So, there's always the old school and the new school, and the new school wants to disrupt the old school. That's evolution. Also in the word of revolution.
Uh-huh.
We evolve. That's it. Similar to not just art, but things like food. So of course, when fast food was invented, everyone ate fast food. It was great about speed, right? Speed. But now what's more expensive than fast food? Organic. Farm to table. Now a premium is how it used to be done. So in the context of music, classical musicians in the 15th century, right, a Beethoven, a Mozart, it would take them years to come with a single piece. But now you can make music with Apple, right? I mean, before we have that, iTunes, anything, right? You can make music like this. Then singers can have auto-tune. So all of a sudden, everyone has talent. And then you can, how movies were recorded, you used to take film, and then all of a sudden digital. And anyone now can make film, right? It just happens. But what you end up seeing in these crafts where technology takes over, artists like you and everyone watching that is an artist, the more human it is, it's more premium. And I believe that that's what will always happen. We'll always seek after the human touch. We're human. We're not cyborgs, we're not half-half. Maybe in the future. But for now, we're all human. So we will place premium on really that's 100% human. I truly believe so. Now, from a creative perspective, yes, I think AI is great. From academic, it's great. The prompts cut a shortcut of maybe a week to research. But then what do you do for the week? You improve. I call it the 80-20 rule. Now you
Sorry,
got
what?
the 80-20 rule.
Oh, yeah.
Am I right? Like right now, you get the 80% of the thing done in 20% of the time. Now you have 80% of the time to finalize that last piece. That's art, right? So I think for those that argue, no, AI art isn't real, well, no, it isn't, but it's a start. You enhance it, right? So I do believe, like in any industry, things get easy, but then people place premium on the thing that's hard. Right? You'll see this, we're in the Philippines now, call centers. So there's an argument, AI, like, oh, it'll take over. Yes, of course, the most basic.
Yeah.
Right? And I'd be happy to deal with AI versus a typical call center agent sometimes, all of us who call a bank. So now there are companies that are placing premium customer service. That imagine, the first time you call and it's an actual human. I mean, it's great, right? It's like, wow, I'm talking to a person. So I see the same thing for artists. I wouldn't be surprised if labels come out 100% human.
Right now, they're making delineations with awards, with some award giving bodies. Okay, you can this is the AI category, and this is the human category.
And that's the thing about ideas. I think things are shared. How we all end up together here, right? Ideas are shared. Things melt together. New things come out, and it's like two animals and a new species is born. That's what happened. evolution. Right?
Yes. Thanks. Jobs, what's your take?
Progress is really, really hard. Progress is slow and fast at the same time. Depende kung saan yung perspective mo. Kung paano mo siya titignan. Where do you stand? Dun mag-stand ka ba as ikaw yung sasagasaan or ikaw yung nakaupo dun sa kalesang? Diba? Katulad ng story ng Kalesan na dati yung streets sa Europe, diba, puro tayo. Then overnight, na-invento yung sasakyan, nawala. Diba? So, hanggang kailan yung pag-shift ng process? Diba? Sa tingin ko, yung sa transition, kailangan din natin maging mas humane. Kasi marami ring, ang dami ko dating nare-receive na interview for projects. Ngayon, halos wala na. Kasi madaming mga artist na nawalan ng trabaho. Di ba? Nagkaroon ng mga strikes. We need to find a solution para magkaroon ng conversation about this. Kaya merong mga ganito. We need to find a more to connect the dots. At the same time, to be more human when it comes to this type of hula-baloo. Diba? It's really hard. Diba? Madaming, revolution is really bloody. But, technology na to eh. We can discuss things, diba? Without really, diba? We can share our thoughts. Diba? We need to be more open when it comes to this. We need to open our ears, our mind, our eyes, to see yung other side ng conversation. Na hindi lang tayo, kasi nakikita ko ito merong great divide ngayon yung mga artist. Maraming artist na nag-shift sa Kara. Ibang-iba yung...
Ano yung Kara for the
yung Kara parang siya, hindi parang. It's a social media for artists na built siya by artists na bawal yung AI. So, and then it's protected by Glaze. Is parang filter siya na pag kinuha yung it's a defensive, may dalawang klaseng defensive form, yung Glaze, tsaka yung Nightshade. Medyo complicated yan. So, basically, parang, yan? Yun.
Detector of AI.
Yan. So, gusto nilang protektahan yung mga artist sa AI. And as I observe, nung nagkumpulan lahat ng mga artist doon, ibang-iba yung itsura ng website. Unlike nung sa DeviantArt, nung nagkaroon ng, nag-proliferate na sobra yung, halos nawala na yung human-made. Puro AI na lahat. So, kahit din sa Twitter, ganyan. Parang mahirap din sa side ng mga anti-AI na nandun lang sila. Di ba? Na parang hindi na nila nare-receive yung conversation dito naman sa
sila into their own echo chamber.
Yeah. So, what we need is to be more human when it comes to conversations. Like, hindi natin kasi nabubuhay tayo sa cancel culture. Diba? What if we can just, hey, let's sit down. Let's talk about things. Let's discuss what's happening and how can we help. Diba? Yes, okay yung magandang ginawa nila na move to protect yung copyright kasi yun nga. Pero sa side din kasi ng Kara or ng mga anti-AI, iba rin yung nangyari. Parang yung motivations ng mga companies na grabe yung funding ngayon, di ba, sa AI. Parang halos lahat nilagyan na ng AI.
Is market forces at work.
Di ba? Parang,
Parang second na siya sa global invested.
so imagine that, na ganun siya kabilis.
Yan yung ChatGPT, first na siya na yung fast-paced na nagkaroon ng users. Na ang ungusan niya na yung Facebook.
Oh.
In terms of
Fast adoption.
So, imagine,
Diba?
imagine yung
AI
ganun,
yun.
na along the way, talagang maraming mga artist na mawawala ng work. Diba? And how can we deal with it? Pero, yun.
Kamusta mga may hilig mag-drawing? Andito na ang pinaka-inaabangang merch ng Di Na To Drawing. Saktong-sakto ito para malaman mo kung drawing talaga yung tropa mo. Kasama si Ken Zero Art na isang artist at TikTok superstar, siya ang kakolab natin sa design ng pangmalakasang shirt. Meron tayong beige white at emerald green, syempre para may choices kayo. Available na ito sa Shopee para talaga sa mga mahihilig mag-drawing, including you. Kada quarter pala ng taon, fingers crossed, pati tuloy ako naging drawing na. Meron tayong artist na i-collab para sa gagawing merch. Dahil dito sa Di Na To Drawing, ang drawing lang ay dapat sa papel, hindi sa plano. Add to cart na.
And I think one of the things about AI nga is it's a word I constantly hear when there are discussions about AI is agency. And it's that shift. I think in terms of adapting to survive for artists naman, you switch from being the manual worker of doing things to more of a conceptualizer, and the things that you used to do repeatedly for something to create it, maybe you can make AI do it for you, di ba? So parang there's a shift also in roles, because many of the discussions is the threat of losing your livelihood, losing your purpose, losing what is an artist if not someone who creates, di ba? And if you take away that process of creating that made you, what are you, di ba? Do you even exist now, right? So that's something that I've constantly heard. Agency, it's like you're making yourself from an individual to a company of yourself. And that processes and the other things that you used to do that took you a lot of time and effort and pagod, you could delegate that to AI and shift your artistic vision more to the conceptualization phase. Yun na yung nagpapamultiply sa'yo. So that's another conversation. Pero yun nga. Go ahead, go on. I just wanted to
But the thing is, when it comes to art production, ibang-iba pa rin yung physical and tactile, you're engaging with the medium. It really feels different. Iba yung pag pinagpapawisan ka sa production process. Iba rin yung pag nag-spill ka ng blood. Literal, while doing something. Diba? Iba rin yung time crunch eh. Now, you're against time. You're fighting for like,
to bring your vision to life.
Yeah.
To bring your vision.
Diba? Parang ito yung deadline. Ito yung kailangan mo gawin. Merong ano yun eh. Siguro merong adrenaline rush na totoo nga na sobrang pinabilis ng AI yung process, which is we need to find ways nga kung paano ma-utilize palalo, 'di ba? But the thing is yung sa akin lang naman kung paano lang talaga nakuha yung dataset eh. Nandun pa tayo eh sa conversation na yun eh. And yung case sa US, kailangan nating bantayan kung ano yung mangyayari. Diba?
The way that people are having conversations about the use of AI and where the data set is basically kung saan the basis of the AI giving you the suggestion. So artworks from the past, art styles from existing artists. So di ba may copyright infringement ba yan? Ganun. Recently, record companies are suing 2 or 3 platforms that make AI music for copyright infringement din, di ba? So,
Kaya medyo tricky pa siya sa ngayon hanggat hindi pa natatapos yung court case. So, we need people na pag-usapan to. Kasi ito yung sobrang laki ng magiging apekto nito. Pero may mga napanalo naman ng mga copyright cases before eh. And the thing is yung nag-dig din ako dati. Medyo shady kasi sa type ng mga prompters na they include names of artists that are still living. Diba? Parang in the style of Art Germ, for example, very prominent artist. Diba parang that's so lazy. As meron pang dun sa Midjourney, meron silang Excel sheet na ito yung gamitin yung mga names ng mga artist para makapag-produce kayo. Di ba parang, ano yun, buhay pa yung artist, pinapatay nyo na. And may, yung nangyari rin kay Kim Jong-gi, may nag-feed ng works ni Kim Jong-gi right after mamatay ni Kim Jong-gi. So, di ba parang, paano na lang yung estate nila? Di ba? Na, sino ngayon yung magpo-protect doon? Di ba kung na exploit na siya? Di ba? So, we need to find ways, find solutions. Di ba? Well, solutions, I think nandyan eh. We have the technology. Di ba? Sabi nga ni Isma eh. Di ba?
Ay, naku, nandyan na siya.
Dito papasok yung Web3 and digital ownership. Yung scarcity. Diba? Si Isma nag-post. So, ayan, yung mga ganong yung mga ganong details. Diba? Medyo, siya, people right now are fighting for royalties. Diba? They need to be paid. They need to be acknowledged. What if yung mga gumamit ng pangalan na yun, sa prompt nila, mabayaran sila kasi nandun naman yung data eh. Diba? Ititrace na lang, ito yung bayaran yun. Pero,
And is that something that could be solved by crypto and by the blockchain technology?
maybe.
Di ba?
Maybe, kung magkaroon ng adoption, kaso marami sa mga anti-AI, anti-crypto din, so, di ba? Anti-digital ownership. So,
Because that's another conversation. Maybe we could segue na.
go ahead.
To crypto naman. Because ako personally din, that's one thing that I saw because the technology of crypto is supposed to be, the blockchain technology specifically, is supposed to be, it's something that can't be fake, can't be hacked easily because of, ano nga ba yung term mo yun? There's, immutability. There's the dilemma of the, group of 5 prisoners ba yun? Or prisoners? Basta yun. Anyway, sorry, I forgot anyone. I've seen some talk about using crypto for authenticity, di ba? We use it now for humans, pero when AI eventually explodes and let's say an artist becomes an agency na, it's not just him doing the stuff, he has AI also, but you need something to authenticate and to protect your originality. Maybe that's where crypto can fall into place. Do you have any thoughts on that possibility?
Yung sa akin, medyo overwhelming siya sa mass.
Yes, sir.
Kumbaga, niche lang ang makaka-appreciate ng, okay, authenticated yung akin, yung artwork ko, alam ko may token ako dyan. Pero, di naman sila yun, yung mga normal people na anong pake ko dyan?
Yeah.
Kumbaga,
Di ba pa nakikita?
di ba, parang, anong iisipin niya, anong pake ko dyan kung nabibili ng crypto or ano. Ang mahalaga sa kanya is, naba-value yung, kung ano yung makuha niya. Parang dapat valuable pa rin sa isip niya. So, feeling ko, nandun pa tayo sa tip pa lang din. Pero it's good na magkaroon ng records, public records, and yung mga ganyan. Yung nakikita ng tao kung sino bumili, kung magkano nabili, kung kanino na transfer, and yung royalties. Pero when it comes to ganito, kasi medyo hectic pa yung pagbayad nga, di ba, sa experiences natin.
Friction.
Di ba, kunwari pag bibili ka, kaya nga successful yung Shopee, yung TikTok, yung Lazada. Connected na yung wallets mo, GCash mo, Maya. Click of a button, deliver na lang. Pero when it comes to ganito, sa crypto, kailangan mo pa gumawa ng wallet, kailangan mo pa gumawa ng ganito. Anong bank account yung dami pa i-connect. Pero feeling ko, nandun pa lang tayo sa umpisa. Pero eventually, di ba, ang tawag dito, ang testament din ng Bitcoin is sobrang taas na niya ngayon. Hindi siya bumaba ever since na when it comes to value. And feeling ko naman, pag na-fully grasp na ng tao yung cryptocurrency, kung paano siya ibayad, kung paano siya i-transact sa iba't ibang tao, sino yung mga na-OGs na still living, na nandito na, feeling ko mas valuable sila ngayon na buti lang bumili ako. Ganun lang yung may isip nila nun eh. Pero yung ngayon, parang feeling ko, ano pa
You
eh.
haven't fully grasped.
Oo, ganun pa. Maganda. Meron akong ownership. So, pero eventually, feeling ko mga ilang years, feeling ko mabilis lang. Na ngayon, sa fast pace ng technology, mabilis lang. And yung value, feeling ko, kung sino yung mga nagstay, kung sino yung mga nag-still building and progressing dun sa craft nila, yun, kasama yun sa parang value na makukuha nila when it comes to having this kinds of Hindi ko siya sinisiraan, medyo lang.
Yeah.
Nandun lang ako sa perspective ng typical na hindi nila alam yung ganitong
Yung adoption.
yung adoption ba
Tsaka
kumbaga.
understanding.
Yeah.
Ian, well, speaking of somebody out
From a normal person.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do believe that artists should get paid for their work, period, right? Yes, the music industry saw this, so yung streaming companies did well for them. It just happens. Now, I'm gonna do something contentious because it's a discussion.
Yeah,
of course,
yeah,
I'm
go
surrounded by artists. If I am sure that if I use Jopet's name as a prompt, he's made it. And I'm sure you'd be very happy and you would have been rich already. Right? If people are saying, make me an art like Jopet, I guess. Jopet, you've made it. I mean, you'd be like, thank you. You've made it. So I'm sure for all of you, you'd love to be part of a prompt. Right? That's like, okay, I've made it. But as an artist, like again, it's you can't say you got what got crypto art PH together was technology and then blame technology when it's disrupting you. You guys are called hypocrites. Okay, so I guess yes, I think legal there's a lot of cases you have to go through it. What is unique? Same thing with a mixtape, music,
Yeah.
cover songs, name it, right? So you have to think about, oh yes, all these ownership blockchain will solve, but it will take time, right? So I do hope you're protected in that sense. But you're right, most people who are traditional art collectors don't care or don't own or don't have an NFT wallet. They have no clue, right? So the discussion, I think, the discourse about ownership is really on your side first as an artist. And I hope you will be protected for that as well, right? And yes, if we make this frictionless, easy, that wallets are created when I buy, I can do it with a credit card, cash, right? That's seamless, and then there's marketplaces for NFT, all that should slowly happen. It will evolve. Everything will evolve. Where we are today is better than 3 years ago, 2 years ago, right? Things will evolve. But the thing is, you have to just accept it and adapt, like everything else, right? You have to survive. But isn't it great, though, as an artist also, that you have to think better now, more creatively? That's art, right? Yes, people who've never been to an art school can make art, but you as an artist know, well, you do the easy way. But that's okay. That's evolution, right? So again, all of us will evolve slowly. You have to. You can't have something disruptive and sit there and assume that you won't be impacted, right? So you just have to find a way. I think Crypto Art PH can do that. You guys are a good community. You can learn from each other's experiences. You can educate the public, right? You can speak, like maybe a nice talk for the community is have a lawyer,
Oh, yeah.
right? I can suggest some in the Philippines that you ask them about ownership. And then, something like that, just to educate the members as a start, right? You're for the artist, but now let's see how else we can monetize your work and create the platforms for it. Awareness, what you guys are doing, IRLs, I think it's great. Nothing's perfected overnight, right? So, let's see.
Thank you for especially insight from a non-crypto native. Yeah, normal person, not a bro, not a moon bro, normal person. Thank you very much for sharing your insight. Dito Jobs.
Yeah, very sige, dali natin sa more normal experience natin. Sobrang halaga ng authentication natin ngayon. And we are now experiencing it IRL sa news. What happened to yung isang Bangban mayor na na-verify nila yung identity na hindi pala siya. 'Di ba? Somehow medyo meron tayong decentralized na data tawag dito information banks, 'di ba? Iba yung dataset ng NBI, iba yung NSO, 'di ba? So nagawa nila ng paraan na cross-reference nila na iba yung ano niya. And then yung visa, yung business yung tawag dun? Residence visa, yung 'di ba? Nakita nila na iba yung kung saan yung fingerprint ni Mayor, 'di ba? So kaya very important talaga ngayon na very relevant na magkaroon talaga ng digitized verification method. 'Di ba? Na ganun kadali. Kasi it took them 2 months nung nag-start sila na about dun sa issue na 'yon. 'Di ba? Na whereas pwede naman palang gawin ng kung 'di ba sa database pwedeng hanapin na it's crazy how hindi na pwedeng maapektuhan ito yung future ng isang nation kung hindi na agapan. 'Di ba? So ayun. Yun yung stand ko doon when it comes to kung bakit kailangan natin ng digital authentication. 'Di ba? Kasi hindi lang sa art siya nagagamit. Kahit parang dito siya pwedeng gawing playground muna. I-test natin kung ano yung mga possible ways, 'di ba? I-test natin yung friction, 'di ba? And then maybe pwede ba siyang gamitin sa government at sa iba pang aspect ng
ownership titles, legal documents.
'di ba? So, ngayon marami ng
Mga
mga
biddings.
businesses.
Biddings.
Para wala ng corruption ba?
Marami ng marami ng gumagawa ng technology pagdating diyan eh. And isa sa pinaka safe na i-explore itong part ng technology is art. Kasi artist
It's play.
Yeah.
It's basically play.
diba? So,
There is room for mistakes because sometimes
Exact.
mistakes become happy accidents that lead to something more profound.
yeah. And this is I think isa sa mga role ng artist right now is for us to how can we actually impact yung society natin. 'Di ba? Pwede tayong maging guinea pig for them na 'di ba? How we for example nung nagkaroon ng evolution pagdating sa impressionism, 'di ba? Nagkaroon tayo ng idea on how light works because pinag-aralan ng mga artists na ito pala yung pigments, 'di ba? Yung colors na yung mga ganon, 'di ba? And it's nice na pwedeng maintindihan ng public and ma-experience ng public before siya gamitin on a larger scale. Diba? So, ayun.
Okay, thanks very much for the insights. Medyo napahaba ang usapan natin. I thought it was going to be a bit short, but napasarap eh. It's been very rich. We'll try to wrap things up now we're going to the home stretch. For you guys, what do you see in the next 3 to 5 years would be crucial in terms of pushing art, culture, community building, especially for the scene of creativity in the Philippines na it's really ripe for growth and eventually baka nation building, identity building, especially maybe you could speak about it na I've been with Philippine Who, we've been connecting with some second generation Filipinos already and they're always asking about that yearning for connection with the old culture, di ba? As someone who's returned to the country, I mean the native Filipino, grew up in the Filipino, it's kind of hard and tricky to put the labels. And,
So,
So balikbayan, I carry two passports, American, of course, Filipino. And in my industry, yung other one, yung real estate investment, the one I wear a suit, my goal was always to upskill, raise the tide for real estate professionals in the country. When I met Joped, I met most of you also in the audience in Art Fair PH, I was enamored with the idea of also showcasing Filipino talents. And that's really been my MO, right? So very proud Pinoy, but the talents, the art, the 54 pieces here that's surrounding us, amazing, right? I'll give it to the artist on the stage, but this where I hope I can help with this, where I see art, is so people are wondering who Eric Manuel is, and everyone's like, who has Eric? I'm just, I love connecting people, ideas, right? If I could describe it, what I want to do is bring street to Wall Street. And what I mean by that is you guys are really ground up, right? I'm here, but I'm mainly here at this moment, you top down. And I want to connect this. You always need someone to bridge.
Yes, yes.
Baraha collection is not new. Crypto was not invented by any of us here. Throwing a party is not new. Nothing we've done is new. And that's art. Putting it together, artists, that's what you guys do best. You didn't invent the paint, you didn't invent the paper. Well, how you guys put it all together, you didn't invent Midjourney, nothing. That's art. So I think the same way, right? So my call to action, and I have asked Jopet, of course, is thanks for letting me join the stages. Because of the things we've done, this little one kind of exhibit, I have many of my friends who are Wall Street looking for something creative to make their real estate much more exciting than, let's say, it is. Or just make people, their tenants, customers experience something different, right? And there is a revenue tied to experiences. We all know that. So my call to action for all of you listening and all of you here, and of course through Jopet, I have projects. And now the key is to figure out which of the artists in your communities are suitable for that. So what do I think the future of art is? More collaboration. Really is. And I hope that I see some of you in my circles, because that's how you get new ideas, right? As artists, you're supposed to be out there trying to get sources of inspiration. Get out of your comfort. I'm so glad you're all meeting in person for the first time.
We are also.
Oh my goodness! Like in my world, meeting people in person is like what we do normally. So for you guys to be saying that this is your first IRL,
Yes, yes.
wow! I feel like getting a cake. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. And thanks for your insights. And it's inspiring to hear that from you. Alan.
I think in the age of social media and then in the internet, I think mas accessible na yung art places and art communities. Mas madali nang mag-build ng communities itself na mag-gather and magkakaroon ng safe space to showcase their talents, and spaces like this, partners, collaborations like this, dito nag-boost talaga yung confidence ng mga artists na they can make it. They can make it. Kasi yung iba, homegrown talents talaga na hindi nila alam na kaya nilang umabot sa ganitong level or ma-shown sa art fair, mga ganun eh. And feeling ko, technology itself is parang bridge din na dati kailangan mo pa ilako, kailangan mo pa dalhin yung painting mo sa labas, ibenta mo sa labas. Ngayon hindi na eh. Post mo lang sa social media and hopefully may makakita na something na may potential ka to showcase your own. And I'm glad na nakikita ko iba-ibang communities na pati places na like Comuna, yung Manila Middle Ground, yung mga yan, na nagbe-build ng spaces na creative community, creative hub na hindi naman lahat nabibigyan ng spotlight, pero when it comes to helping those artists, doon nagkakaroon din sila ng something na they can offer collaboration and how to improve yung collaboration. And syempre, at the end of the day, may revenue pa rin siya na nakukuha. Hindi lang yung community, hindi lang yung artist, pati rin yung collaboration, yung partners. So yun, feeling ko maganda yung growth ng ganitong industry ngayon kasi with the help of the social media nga and technology. Yun.
Yeah, thanks. So, community building. So, community, and harness it. Diligan nyo, lagyan nyo fertilizer, nurture it, community. Tito Jocks.
Ayun. Thank you everyone for sa pagpunta. Thank you Hero for si Hero yung nag-labor sa mga artists dito. And I would like to say thank you. Later mag-switch ka. Pero yun nga we need to understand that we are in an ecosystem na we need people outside of our bubble to create something new. For example, Eric. He's me. Diba? For quite some time, na-stuck kami, diba? Sa loob ng crypto bubble. Whereas pwede pa lang mag-venture out and mag-connect sa mga taong di nakakaintindi nung mga language namin, mga dialects, di ba? And we can include them sa conversation. And definitely, ngayon, di ba, we've heard na yung perspective niya, di ba? Na there are people na who want our nation to succeed. Want Filipinos to be known. And right now, kung makikita niyo yung diversity ng mga artists here, di ba? Hindi na kami puro sausage fest dito. Di ba? We have Sevi, who's 10 years old, di ba? Si Sevi? 11 na. Imagine that. We have Sevi, who's 11 years old. Di ba? Who's an artist. Nagkapag-exhibit na siya all over the world. Di ba? We have indigenous people, literally from the mountains. Like last time, bumaba pa siya ng bundok para lang makapag-mint. Diba? When on the ground, meron siyang mga friends doon na nagko-connect sa kanya, si Reno. Diba? They're building Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Never in Philippine history na nangyari to. Because in our history, we've always been divided by our colonizers. Diba? And now with technology, sabi nga diba kanina, we have more than 97 or 87% users social media. And if we can harness this power, harness this new form of communication, we can connect new ideas, make new things out of nothing, or reinvent some, even baraha. Kasi ito, yung baraha collection, this is just an aspect of what we can do. This is a test na hindi tayo stuck dun sa old model. We can always explore new ideas and share this experience with other people with the use of internet. Diba? Community building is hard. Especially kung iba-iba tayo ng timeline. Iba-iba ng time zone. May mga artist tayo na nasa abroad. And it's nice that we get to be more vulnerable from time to time. Diba? And from the bottom of my heart, thank you, artist. This is yours, hindi to sa amin, hindi lang sa akin. Diba? Parang, ito yung moment nyo. Diba? That there are people looking at you. Na hindi kayo, in our history right now, sobrang daming galleries. Diba? Ang daming art spaces. People are longing to see their identity. We've been hosting Philippine Who since from parang 2022, 'di ba? Yung mga Filipinos abroad, they're longing to see your identity. And nakita natin 'yon sa music natin. It's evolving, 'di ba? May narinig ako ng Bisaya na music na yun yung dialect na yung ginamit niya. language ang ginamit niya sa music niya, sa lyrics niya. It's nice. Di ba? And now, yung diversity natin, we're somewhat united. Unity and diversity dito sa technology na to. And I hope we push this. This is yours, artist. This is not mine. Hindi ako yung co-founder. I suggest isipin nyo na co-founder kayo. You're part of this movement. Ayokong maging tumanda na sabihin, oy, ayan yung co-founder. No, I'm just an artist. And you can do this to other artists as well. Diba? It only takes your time, diba? And experience new things, new life. And ayun, thank you so much. Thank you sa mga kasama ko.
Thank you very much. We're about to end this portion of our live stream. We'll have another portion after a while. Final words, anything you'd like to plug or want to announce?
For those who are listening to the live and viewers here, magiging available yung episodes natin sa Spotify and YouTube ng Di Na To Drawing Podcast. So, simulcast na tayo ngayon. Parang halo-halo na collaborations. And ayun, thank you Sir Eric, Tito Jopet, Maliksi, sa lahat ng artists dito na bumuo ng Baraha Collection and Asbury pala. Ayan, sobrang solid kayo lahat and bringing ganitong community na diverse, sobrang diverse, and hindi mo ma-expect na ganitong mangyayari. Ayun, maraming salamat sa inyo. And yun lang.
Thanks for letting me be part of this. Buy the art. I think we'll have the website soon. I'm sure the team will put it everywhere. Buy the art, support the artists. Buy the art.
Salamat Salamat dito na nakikinig kayo. Salamat sa hapon nyo. Salamat sa staff ng Asbury. Salamat, Chef. Diba? Salamat dahil sa lupang ito. Salamat sa Diyos dahil binigyan tayo ng hininga. Naks, magiging titik na ako. Titik poet. So, diba? Parang yun, na it's really rare na ganito yung ma-experience natin. Salamat, Deadman. Diba? Sa paggawa ng website namin. Diba? Ni-risk mo yung buhay mo papunta dito. Diba? So, ayun. And sa lahat ng mga artist, Abby, Sheila, the Sebi family, April, Jones, thank you so much sa pagpunta, pag-celebrate. Isma, thank you. Diba? Only sila yung nauna dito and we need to honor them also. Sila yung nag-raise, diba? Tumaya sila dun sa possibility na pwede palang makisama sa global conversation ng mga Filipino pagdating sa Web3. Diba? So, it's nice that we get to celebrate sa isang underground na lugar na to.
Symbolic,
Diba? So,
Underground.
marami nagsisimula sa underground and we're just getting started. Diba? And I hope you guys be encouraged more than ever. Alright, thank you.
Thank you very much, Allen, Eric, Jopet. We'll be back in a short while. We'll continue the live stream. This time, we'll get to meet some of the artists after a while. So stick around. Wait for the alert on your Facebook Live. Chill lang.
So that's it for part 1 of the live podcast, and stay tuned for part 2 where we talked with the artist in the exhibit and Hero Granada for his curation on how he put up this big collaboration of artists in Crypto Art PH. So dito sa Di Na To Drawing, ang drawing lang ay para sa papel, hindi sa plano. Kita-kits sa part 2